So what are some misconceptions out there about meditation? Maybe you've heard of some meditation myths. Maybe you have some misconceptions yourself. So today I want to look at 3 common meditation myths. So not only are these the things that I've heard from many people, they're very common, but these 3 things also impacted my meditation journey. Now you may notice the wind blowing a little bit. Hi, this is Sharon. I'm coming to you from Texas, and I share information on how to be happy, healthy, and feel comfortable through practices such as meditation, yoga, breath work, guarding your thoughts, and getting out in nature, all to help improve the well-being of myself and others every day. And you know what? When you have an elevated well-being, it's just a better world for you and for other people, and that's the goal. So today, diving right in, there's some common myths that people share. So what we're going to do is look at these 3 common myths, and I'm going to share some practices for beginners, or even if you've been meditating. I do these same practices myself, and I've been meditating over 10 years. So these practices are simple, easy to implement, but especially for beginners, they will help build your meditation practice. So stick around to the end, and what we'll do is put some of these tips together in a 5-minute meditation practice. So hang around for that. Myth number 1, jumping right in. Myth number 1, I can't meditate because my mind is busy. That is something I told myself. I have described my mind as airplanes with banners flying behind them, going to and fro every which way. How could I possibly quiet my mind? Because everybody knows you have to have a quiet mind to meditate, right? Isn't that the goal? No, that is not the goal. Thoughts are okay. Try not to think a thought. And I've heard the exercise where, think of a pink elephant or think of some crazy thing, and the audience will immediately think of that thing. You can't not think. But what you can do when you're meditating is you can slow down and become aware. And it will slow those planes and trains that are going through your mind just a little bit. And some of your best ideas can come right out of meditation. So, pro tip, keep a journal handy, because you just might have a thought that's worth writing down and investigating or implementing. It's not about having a quiet mind. Meditation is about bringing awareness into the mind. And ultimately, that awareness will become non-awareness, where you just are. But that takes practice. So don't get discouraged when you're starting out. Meditation is a practice. Just as if you wouldn't expect to get up off your couch and go run a 5K. You will build up to that. And the same thing with meditation. You build up to higher and higher levels of meditation. But it all starts with awareness and being present in that moment of meditation. And we're going to go through some things that can help you with that. So here are 2 tips to help you settle into meditation, especially if you have a busy mind. And don't discount the fact that you can meditate with a busy mind, because you can. Anyone can meditate. So tip number 1, focus on your breath. So just right now, put your hands over your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's many different ways you can do that. You don't even have to do the 4 square or the inhale short, exhale long. You can simply inhale, exhale. Did you notice your mind just kind of, when you were doing that? Kind of like a little magic trick. And you can do that anywhere. You can even do it if you're standing in line and you're very frustrated and maybe something is really annoying you in front of you. Maybe the person is writing a check and has a lot of coupons. So just inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. No one knows what you're doing, but right in that moment, you have calmed your mind. You have reduced your stress. You have lessened your anxiety and your frustration. There's so many more benefits to the breath work, meditation in general. It can balance your blood pressure. It can energize you. It helps with concentration, and it will just relax you. It can help with your immunity because chronic stress is not good for our bodies. Some stress, yes. Too much stress, no. Okay, so that's tip number 1, focus on your breath. So tip number 2, and let me get back to breath. We're going to be practicing some simple breath practices later on, not in this video, but in another video, just to help you find that presence. But for right now, all you need to worry about is inhaling and exhaling. All right, tip number 2, repeat a mantra. You can repeat it silently or out loud, whatever you want to do. Now, we could really go down the rabbit hole for mantras. There's all kinds of mantras in other languages that we could be doing that have all kinds of meaning to them. But for this purpose, in our beginning meditation practice, we are concentrating on simple mantras that bring awareness to what we're doing. So you can find a word, think of a word that might resonate with you. I'll give you some examples. You can do the traditional that vibration helps your awareness. But you can also focus on other words such as love, 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 or peace, peace. Now you can hold these as long as you want. You can just repeat them. Intention, intention, intention. It could be an affirmation. I am well. I am well. I am well. So you pick the one that seems to fit for you. I notice some days that my word might be love, and other days intention seems to be what resonates with me. So for this practice, though, we're just going to use the word love. And again, same benefits as the breath work. It calms the mind, it reduces anxiety, and it improves concentration. So notice how you feel right now. And we just did a little practice, so you might be feeling a little zen. But we're just going to use the mantra love. And so just close your eyes, have a soft gaze if you want them open. Of course, don't do this if you're driving. And say the word love. 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 So there. That's just a little example of using a mantra, but that also brings awareness to what you're doing, and it can stop the trains and the planes from going, and automobiles from zooming around in your head. So myth number 2 is you have to sit still for long periods of time in order to meditate effectively. Well, that's simply not true. You may be thinking of the monks sitting in an ashram or the yogi up in the mountaintop. No, we are householders, we're busy people, we have jobs, we have kids, we have spouses, we have significant others, we have parents we take care of. We have a lot on our plate. Children, 1 minute of mindfulness, of a quick mindful meditation is so powerful, and the more you do it, you're going to want to do it more. It is a practice that you build up from. So I have read that 10 to 20 minutes is an adequate amount of time to meditate. Well, if you're just starting out, that's a long time, and I would not even go there. I would start with 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just small, tiny increments. As your practice grows, remember, we're running a 5K here, so we're not going to start running right away. We're running a marathon, really, because it just goes and goes and goes, but you don't start off day one running that marathon. You're not going to be there. It is a practice, and you've got to build that meditation muscle. So coming into a meditative state on a regular basis, and I can't stress that enough, how important it is to make meditation a habit, will grow your meditation practice. So once it becomes a habit, it will grow automatically. You will grow. So start where you are. I'd say 5 minutes. I would think 5 minutes of meditation is a good place to start. If you can't get to 5 minutes, do 3 minutes. Just start somewhere and make it a practice. Decide what time of day that you want to do this. I find waking up is the best time. Even when I was working, that was the best time. In fact, I did a lot of my meditating, and I say this with utmost caution because I didn't close my eyes and check out. Now, I'm not saying go out and do that, but that's all I had time for. So while I was at a red light, I would think of 3 thank yous that was repeated, that I had never said. And that really stretched me. So every time I would stop, I would come up with another thank you that I hadn't said the day before, the days before that. And it just helped me get in this state, especially before I went to work, that I wasn't frantic, I was aware, and I had gratitude, and gratitude is magic. We'll talk a lot more about gratitude. So hang around till the end, and we are going to do a 5-minute meditation for beginners to help you dip your toe into the meditation practice. I recommend doing this every day. Pick a time of day that works for you. But if you can't do it at the same time every day, don't let that stop you. Just make it a practice. Keeping a journal is one way to help hold you accountable, and just jot down. Maybe you got a little insight from your meditation. So on this day, thought of this, or on this day, didn't feel a thing. That can happen. That can really happen. So don't be discouraged if you don't feel anything, because meditation is something that's working, seen and unseen. Okay, myth number 3. Moving on to myth number 3. You must sit cross-legged, hold your fingers in certain ways, sitting up straight and erect without any support, again, for a long time. That's how I've seen people meditate, so that's how it must be done, right? Again, that in yoga is called the easy pose. And there's not a lot of easy about that pose, because for some people, first of all, it's just not uncomfortable. It's not comfortable to sit that way. So if you want to sit that way, that's fine. But I would recommend sitting up on a blanket to make yourself more comfortable. Rest your back against the couch. Use pillows. You can sit in a chair. I prop myself up in a bed. I put pillows around me so that I'm sitting up, and That's how I meditate. Get comfortable. Be comfortable. Meditation is not going to do any good if you're sitting there thinking about, oh my gosh, my back is killing me in this position. I did that because I thought that's what you're supposed to do, right? I even made a little meditation room in my house, and I would go in there and try to sit so very still, so very long, so very uncomfortably. So can you imagine why my initial stabs at meditation didn't work out very well? So the bottom line here is, what is your comfortable seat? Now I'm going to throw a word of caution here about lying down. Lying down oftentimes will just put us back to sleep. That happens to me if I don't sit up in the morning. I'll just go right back to sleep. But when you go back to sleep, don't worry about that. That is your body telling you you need sleep. But if you want to have some more awareness with you, you still may fall asleep sitting up, but sit up, prop yourself up in a waking position, crown towards the sky, and that will help you to not go back to sleep. Now, if you're falling asleep regularly in meditation and you're sitting up, I would say check your sleep habits. You may need to make an adjustment there. So those are the top 3 meditation myths that might be holding you back from meditating, with some tips on how to work around them. Make meditation a habit. Shoot for 5 minutes, anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes every day. Try that for 1 week and see how you feel. Is there anything else that's stopping you from meditating? If you have something that I didn't mention here, drop a comment and we can address it in a future video. If you have a question, drop a comment. Let me know what has kept you from your meditation practice. Now, if you're looking for a short meditation to help with worry, because as a recovering worrier myself, I've had a lot of experience with this. So you can click right here and check out How Not to Worry, the How Not to Worry meditation. It's short, less than 5 minutes, so that's one you can use. Or you can use the one we did in video 1, which was just a simple meditation for beginners. And in this meditation we're going to incorporate some of the things that we talked about, such as mantras and the breath work, and bringing awareness to our practice. All right, so go ahead and get in your comfortable seat, wherever you are. I like to put my hands over my chest. It just is one way to say, hey, love you. And it reminds me to breathe through my heart center, which we haven't talked about that yet, but we will. But you can put your hands wherever you like. This is going to be hard to hold the entire time. You can rest them gently in your lap, just palms up like this. Whatever works for you. So go ahead and close your eyes or have a soft gaze. And by soft gaze, I mean you just kind of let your eyes go out of focus just a little bit, or you can close them all together. Now, if you have a sleep mask, sometimes that helps because I get very tuned in to everything going around. As you can see, car went by. What? So I have a sleep mask that I wear. Whatever works for you. But we're going to begin with some mindful breathing. So just focusing on our breath. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out through the nose. Now begin to deepen your breath. You may notice thoughts are floating around. That's fine. Just acknowledge them as if you're watching a movie and continue to breathe in and out. A couple more breaths here. Now next we're going to say the mantra that you came up with earlier, or you can stick with the one we did together, love. But you're just going to say that word or that phrase 3 times slowly. So you're on your own with this. So go ahead and begin and say your mantra. And when you're finished, continue on with 3 breaths. Next, we're going to name 3 gratitudes by saying, I am thankful for blank. So 3 times, same gratitude, or you can use 3 different ones. There are no rules here. So I am thankful for, I am thankful for, I am thankful for. And then again, 3 breaths. Next, you're going to name one thing that makes you happy 3 times. Now you can name 3 things if you want, but one thing 3 times is all we're doing here. So blank makes me happy. Blank makes me happy. Blank makes me happy. And again, follow that with 3 breaths. Next, we're going to send love. And again, you can send love to 3 different people or groups of people or to yourself, or you can just choose one and say it 3 times. Such as, I send love to myself. I send love to. I send love to. I send love to. Follow that with 3 breaths as the wind picks up. And finally, we're going to say one affirmation 3 times, or you can say 3 affirmations, whatever you choose. Get them ready. I am. I am. I am. And follow that with 3 breaths. Now here you have the option to end by just breathing mindfully for 5 or 10 more breaths, Or you have the option to ask a question first, something that's been on your mind. Just plop it out there. No judgment. And then breathe 3 times. Now, you may not realize or hear or know of the answer right now, and that is okay. You may have a thought a week from now or 2 days from now related to your question. So always think about that. Ask a question. As your practice grows, you will gain insights and answers will come more clearly and more quickly. So we're going to close by 5 or 10 breaths right now. 5 to 10 breaths, inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. And as we close, thank yourself for giving yourself this gift of time to meditate. The links for these meditations will be down below. Until next week, love the little things in life. A refreshing sip of water, the grasses dancing in the wind, a tiny flower, a single leaf. Look for these little things. Just notice them. Just see and just be.